If you're a 3D freelancer trying to get those big name clients, those big brands everyone dreams about, stop. Seriously, just stop. You're playing a game you cannot win. There's actually a better path that has more freedom in it, and let's be honest, you're a freelancer because you want to be free. I get why you would be drawn to it. I mean, it's nice to have those big logos on the plate and the portfolio. And get me wrong, it's nice to have a big brand name in your portfolio, and it really helps you selling. And so there is a truth to it that it makes sense to have them on the portfolio if possible. But there's also another truth to it, because you will never get those clients directly as a freelancer. You will always be working for an agency in the middle, an agency that takes a cut out of the budget. So you will never earn the full amount that the client pays, but still the client basically wants the result he paid for. So yeah, you have those big processes there. You have like steps you can't control because you're not directly in connection with the client. You don't communicate with the client. You communicate with the agencies. So you have a middleman in between. This also means that you do not build a relationship with that brand, with that big client. You maybe are building a relationship with the agency, but most likely for them, you're just a replaceable asset. And I don't know if that's why you're freelancing, to be just a hired hand, because in the end, you will be just a hired hand for an agency in that scenario. And there's another way, there's a different way. There are the clients you haven't thought of yet, the ones you don't know because they are so small as a brand that you never heard of them. But let's be honest, a huge amount of the economy is built on those smaller companies, and they make decent revenue. I mean, think of a company making 2, 3, 4 million revenue. You will never have heard of a company that small, but they will have a marketing budget. They will have a need for you if they're in the correct niche, that is, of course. So there are those smaller clients the big agencies don't go for. They are not like the clients with the big names all people want to have for prestige. So your competition in getting them will be smaller. You will most likely talk directly to the decision maker because they have a way smaller structure, and they will have a decent marketing budget still, decent enough for freelancers at least. So there is a clientele that is great to work with, and I love to work with. They directly give you the input you need. You build a relationship with them. They are very loyal also. This is great. It's tremendous how loyal they can get if you really deliver good value work for them, of course. And then the pay is better. In effect, the pay is just better than working for an agency that then gets a cut for the big brand work. So you will earn more money, have more loyal clients, and get more gratitude, because agencies most likely will never tell you how great a job you did. Maybe sometimes, but most likely not. But those smaller clients, those smaller end clients, they will be very thankful and they will tell you how great your work was. And on top of that, because they are very happy with your work, of course, you need to make them happy, that is. But when they're happy, they will refer you to other people. When they are on the next trade fair showing your renders there to promote their product, and then their competition or someone else in the industry comes to them, especially with the smaller brands, they don't like behave so much as competitors oftentimes in some industries. So they will just, as a friend to another friend, come there to the booth on the trade fair and ask, hey, great animation you have there, where did you get this? And they will maybe even give them your contact. This has happened to me. So those smaller brands are where the money is for a freelancer. But of course, it's not all just about the money, because I mean, you are freelancing because you want to be free. It's in the word. You want to have the more free lifestyle, and you don't have that if you're chasing clients all the time. So you need a loyal client base. You need some returning clients, maybe some retainers even. And with those smaller companies, you have a higher likelihood of getting those. So it's basically the more long-term business decision you're making there. And of course, it feels better to get some gratitude, which, as I said, you will most likely not get from the agencies. So really ask yourself, are you just chasing client logos and prestige, or are you building a sustainable freelance business? If the latter is true, follow for more freelance tips.